Right, so in this briefing, Defense Minister Gantz presented what he called the rapid development of Iran's nuclear program over the past year. He said that since August of 2021, Iran has been racing forward in its enrichment of uranium in its efforts to further enrich it, and that we're running out of time. Now, we need to get into the numbers because, unfortunately, in this issue, the devil is in the details. And so he says that Iran has increased its enriched uranium stockpile of up to 60% from 10 kilos or 22 pounds to 50 kilos or 110 pounds. Now, it takes 20 kilos, which is 44 pounds, of 90% enriched uranium in order to create a bomb. According to the original nuclear deal from 2015, the JCPOA, Iran was limited to only 3.67% enrichment, and 60%, there is no civilian reason to have that, and it's very close to 90% enrichment, which is considered military grade. And so in less than a year, it has doubled fivefold its amount of uranium enriched to up to 60%. And in this briefing, Gantz said, quote, "The international community must insist on a solid agreement. If no agreement is reached, we must activate this plan B because there is no vacuum." What might be this plan B, he did not say, but there are many speculations as to what that might entail.
Yes, certainly a lot of that being perhaps the question around this. What might Israel, other allies do in the face of an emerging deal? But looking at the topic of the deal itself, of a nuclear deal with world powers, most recently the Iranians themselves have broken the silence somewhat on this. There's been this somewhat stalemate on the topic now for weeks, maybe even a couple months at this point now. What does it appear is happening with the deal?
Look, David, I can't count the amount of times that we've sat here in this studio saying the deal's about to be reached. Each side saying 48 hours, just a few weeks. Each side pretty much placing the blame on the other side. But talks have been stalled for weeks now. Now, these talks which were originally intended to bring back Iran into compliance began back in May. We're approaching almost a year to these new negotiations. So far, the Iranians at least don't seem to be in any kind of rush, because as long as there's no deal, they can continue with their enrichment activity. And so Iran has said this week that there's still some outstanding issues that remain to be decided, and it's up to Washington, mainly the delisting of Iran's Revolutionary Guards Corps from the foreign terror organization list. This is something that has caused a lot of outrage among Washington's allies in the region, mainly Israel. The U.S. has said this week that a deal is in sight, but like Gantz said, time is running out. And he also said that Iran's ongoing, the U.S. has said that Iran's ongoing nuclear advances will make it pretty much impossible to return to a deal. So each side playing a blame game, all the while Iran continuing with its enrichment efforts, making it very, very difficult to apply a new deal, which would have to see Iran reduce its enrichment, its stockpile of enriched uranium. So far, they're only going in the direction of bringing more and more of that enriched uranium.
The point of that briefing today by these top Israeli government figures. Ariel, Oseran, thanks for breaking down the latest about the Iranian nuclear program and the Israeli angle around it.